get started. All right, my friends, welcome to the Truth Tribe. I'm Dawn Thompson. Thank you all for being here. You are all perfect exactly where you are right now, even if it's weeble wobble, crazy town right now. I promise nothing is an accident. There is nothing wrong with you. And remember that I love you all very much. Tonight's topic is consciousness corrects everything. And what I mean by that is, hello, those of you on Facebook, again, please just throw me a hi or a wave. Welcome to the Truth Tribe. So consciousness corrects everything. Oh, hello, beautiful girl. Jen, good to see you. Welcome to everybody jumping in. It is so good to see all of you. So we're going to talk about consciousness and how it corrects things. And I don't mean it like right and wrong correct. I mean corrects where you need to see things, what you're looking for, what you want, right? Um, don't worry, you'll be here in the next one. I'll find you. I know where you are. So how are you correcting your reality? That's what I want you guys to kind of sit in today. Okay, tonight when we're talking. How are you, not they, them, all this bullshit that you are still being drawn into looking outside of you. Don't get me wrong, it's chaos in some areas. But how are you correcting your reality? Are you conscious of what you really want, or are you still unconscious of your own motivations? And I mean motivations. Like people are like, well, I didn't pick that fight. You kind of did, because we all know how to get out. Are you looking for issues? Are you looking for problems? Are you looking for something to criticize? So this is what's coming up collectively, right, on the planet right now. This is what's coming up, my friends, because today is a lunar eclipse in Libra. Energetically, eclipses and full moons are closure, right? So it's going to bring to the surface things that you are either conscious of or not conscious of. The consciousness that's representing Libra rules partners and contracts, right? Partnerships. So let's bring up partnerships energetically and how it's flowing in the sky a little bit. I'm going to touch deep. We got a long planetary update tonight because it's the only way I could figure out how to explain to you what's going on. It's insanity up there in a good way. Like I'm like, oh, this is amazing. But a lot of times we think something's wrong. Nothing's wrong. It's just what's happening energetically. As I said, the planets, the universe are waves of energy and or a language. They're giving us the language. They're giving us messages, and we're supposed to go, oh, I'm just going to ignore it. That's consciousness. So partnerships, by the way, or Libra energy falls into these contracts, business, personal and professional. So marriage is a big deal. Okay. Anything you sign a contract for accounts as Libra energy, my friends. So anything, a marriage, a bank account, you sign a business contract, you live with someone, that's a contract. Okay. And so anytime you sign a contract with someone, it counts in this Libra energy. And so we have to pay attention to it. Okay. So if you're out of balance or you're feeling kind of out of balance, this full moon is going to correct it, or at least get your attention to be conscious of what needs correcting. So it doesn't mean it's a bad thing. It's just saying, maybe I need to correct some of this. This is not because the moon is trying to break up your relationships. That's not what the moon's doing. That's not what any planet is doing. Right? Libra is simply getting your attention into relationship energy that you have been showing up as, and it's going, do you really want to do this? Is this really how you want to write your contracts? Is this really how you want to be in a contract with someone? Including signed as past lives? No, you're in this lifetime right now. You're fixing this lifetime. Now they may be showing up and they may have joined you in a past life. And they may have been many past lives, but just so you all know, all of you on this call with me, you've all been in my past lives, and I've been in your past lives, and we're souls, and we're just repeating different versions of this journey. Okay, so when it's getting your attention into the relationship energy that you've been showing up as, it does not mean like ending or stopping or removing people from your life. It doesn't always mean that. And I think people get tripped up about this. Now, it can, right? But it means reviewing how you have shown up because you're not happy with who you are, how you've written your contracts, or how you're looking for contracts that you can't seem to get, how you're showing up in the partnerships, or how you feel when you're standing in that partnership. Okay, so stepping into the next version of you is stepping into the lightest version of you. And this changes your energy frequency, which will be felt, get ready, by those people in your life. Example, partnerships. So even if you're in business and you have a business partner, they count. And so you may see where you want to attract new partners or change the way you step into contracts with partnerships, because that's a big deal right now. You're all feeling it. So don't take it so literal, like full moon, it's closing, all partnerships and they're ending. That's not how it is. You just get to decide how you re-engage them, if that makes sense. Okay. So now you have to allow them, whoever they are, right? Whoever they are to you, to decide to be at your energy frequency. And this is where the challenges arise, because we don't like that. We don't, especially when you want to be happy. That's the version why you don't like it, right? Because you've been in this relationship with someone, people, again, it could be your business partner, your family partnership relationships, it could be your marriage, it could be your date, who you're dating. And we didn't even know it, right? But we've been in these relationships where they've been critical, constricted, belittling, controlling, smothering, or simply unwelcoming or resistance to growth. Anybody see the ones that are resisting growth and you're like, oh, just come on already, right? That's showing up. So you're simply deciding, I would like to have a better, happier, expanded life. If it doesn't mean I don't want you, I don't love you, I don't need you. It doesn't mean that. So I want you to understand, consciousness is just awakening to you, awakening you to become conscious of who you want to be. And we say, I know I am, but this person, people, experiences show up and then you revert back. That's what consciousness is. The challenge is accepting where others are and allowing them to be there and to transition into a different consciousness state on their own without your input. That's the hard part. Not inputting where they should or should not be, where they could or could not be. So please understand, you still may not like how people anywhere, or your family or your friends, it could be your boss, right? Your children, you might not like how they're interacting with you, but that does not mean you can't stand them or you need to judge their consciousness state at the moment, or like you have to quit speaking to them or whatever it is. It just means you have to respect where they are in their journey. And it is that, a journey. So as you shift your energy to a higher frequency and allow them to take small doses of your light, what happens? When you raise your frequency, you're raising light. You're lighter in energy and your brightness is brighter. So please remember, my friends, many of you have been doing long-term work with me or multiple coaches or multiple healing programs or solutions. And then when you do a lot of work with multiple versions, books, healing, trauma, therapy, dawn, you do it all, okay? You're a lighthouse. And lighthouses stay lit all the time, especially in the darkness. This is hard to grasp when you're like, but that's a body, that's a building, I'm a person. No, it's the same exact thing. And those boats out in the dark are going to come to find you in small doses, but you got to let them choose how. This moon in Libra will stimulate confusion inside of you, asking, well, why can't they see me? Because you're brighter than they are at the moment. Okay. And that's it. Does it make them lesser than you? No, of course not. It simply means you've done the work to become conscious of the things that you want to become. And they're still working on it. Okay. I've got a lot of questions and comments coming in, which I love you all for this. I'm going to get to them in just a minute. This is the basic explanation of consciousness I can give you guys. I'm going to give you a few more like ways to interpret it. Seeing things clearly as if the sun is shining directly on it with full light. And sometimes it's things you don't want to see, but you have to let it be that. Okay. We're in a huge awakening right now of people seeing all the things they do not want in their life anymore, but not everybody is comfortable looking at. Okay. So yes, consciousness corrects everything. Why? Because when you look at it from an honest perspective, it changes everything. So this is my simple solution to all of you. Okay. Ask yourself one basic consciousness question. Okay. Am I attached, detached, or non-attached? These are the three things in that one question. Am I attached, detached, or non-attached? Right? Because am I truly conscious of the truth about this situation or relationship? Like, am I seeing this relationship, like it or not, for my highest good? Right? Detachment. This is when you're coming at things detached. Do I only see the truth I need it to be so I can avoid an experience that I keep repeating? So basically, are you simply avoiding it and trying to say, I'm conscious of it, but you're not, right? Because avoiding is basically not conscious. It's literally avoiding is detachment. It's saying, I'm not going to have the experience at all. I'm not going to participate in that life, not participating in hard things. So that's detachment, okay? Then let's move to attachment. Attachment means when you expect to have an outcome and you expect it, and if you don't get the outcome that you expect, you're not happy. That's it. That's what attachment is. This is what I'm going to work for. This is what I'm planning on. This is the way it's going to go. And if it doesn't go my way or the outcome I want, I'm not happy. Consciousness, right? When we take it to non-attachment, which is the goal in the center. So you got one on each side, attached, detached, and then the center is neutral, right? Non-attachment. You know the outcome that you're seeking, but how you get there and when you get there is none of your concern. That's the big wake up. Okay, so consciousness is about seeing you. Nothing else like you need to see. It's like I want you to think about if you see yourself avoiding, right? Speaking, are you avoiding speaking about these uncomfortable situations or experiences or money issues or partnerships or family or love or career or your spiritual, right? I watch a lot of spiritual bypassing or a lot of spiritual gurus like putting rules and this is what you got to do. And if you're not doing this and do all these procedures and all these mantras and no one's fucking getting better. And my answer is because you're not conscious of the fucking truth. And it's a big deal right now. And everyone's like, let's just talk nice. It's not about nice or mean. It's about honesty. Consciousness corrects the demons and the discomfort. Write this down. Consciousness corrects the demons and the discomfort in your life because it shines light on it, revealing that you are more powerful in the loving space than you realize. Consciousness corrects the demons and the discomfort in your life because it shines light on it. Now, let me give you a physical aspect of consciousness. When you go into surgery, they're not giving you pain meds. They're giving you knock your ass out meds. They're making you unconscious so you don't feel pain. You only feel pain when you're conscious and focused on the thing that's giving you pain. But when you're focused somewhere else, you don't feel the pain. So when you're unconscious, they knock you out. You don't know they're doing surgery. It's why people wake up in surgery, come out of consciousness, and start feeling things. That's how basic this is. So if you're unconscious, you're not actually seeing the truth. You're not seeing what's happening. You're not seeing the surgery. You're not seeing the things that don't need to happen. You're not seeing the conversations. You're avoiding. But when you're conscious and you want to see the demons and the discomfort for what they are instead of they're against me, woo, they're coming to get me. And I mean people, places, things, experiences. Okay. When you're conscious of it, you can shed light on it and go, oh, okay, that's just where they are. Oh, okay, it's just not where I want to be. So it becomes super basic. Okay. Someone asked a question here, but can you decide that you no longer want that person, place, relationship, etc. in your life? Send them with love if you aren't supportive in yes, absolutely. I'm not telling you not to not end. I just meant some people are like in marriages or relationships, they're saying if we're working on it, can't that be a good thing? And my answer is absolutely yes. It's going to bring up stuff. If you're both working on it, that's the correction, that's the consciousness. But if someone cannot be encouraging or where you are, you can still love them where they're at. You just don't have to participate, right? So non-attachment is saying, this is who I am, this is where I'm going. I don't have to be upset how we end up in the outcome. If they show up with me, if they don't show up me. This person may down the road show up out of the blue and in a very positive way. And you're like, whoa, you can't expect that. That's non-attachment. So it's actually a very good question, a very good comment, because no, we don't always have to keep people in our lives. And this moon is going to reveal that. So like I said, my friends, consciousness will correct the drama and the demons. And the reason I say that is because we typically do not want to be awake to stuff. We don't want to see it. We don't want to admit it. We don't want it to be our fault. Well, everything in your life that's happening is your fault. I mean, it's just that basic, right? It's not like a good or bad, right or wrong thing. That's not what this is, okay? So I want you guys to make sure you understand that is consciousness is more saying, oh, I see the truth. And is this truth something I can accept? Most people live with non-truth and say, but this is the truth, but it's not really the truth. Because there's only one truth. People go, well, there's multiple truths. No, no, no. There's one truth to every energy. Energy is energy. It's a frequency. You cannot shift the frequency of a truth. And that's the challenge. So if the truth is for this person is this situation, this relationship is abusive, then removing them and saying, I love you and I wish the best for you, but I cannot participate in this way any longer. That's the best answer. Okay. So let's get into the planetary update so you can see the correlation that's happening. All right. As I mentioned earlier, we are today in a lunar eclipse in Libra. So it's a full moon sitting on the south node. So the nodes north and south in your charts, if you want to go onto my website, ideserveitnow.com, or if you have your own chart, you can see the nodes. The north node and the south node, they're always spots on the moon, and they're always clearly equal and opposite, right? Because the north and south are exact opposites of each other. And so this full moon in Libra is sitting on the south nodes of the moon. And so relationships will set you on a closure, ending, completion in some way. Okay. You are moving away from habits and relationships of all kinds, contracts, business, personal. I don't care which version you're working on. It could be all three. Okay. Lunar eclipses, I want you to think of them as the harvesting moment in the cycle. It's a full closure cycle, right? And so they bring the fruit onto the tree. You've been building and growing and creating a relationship, contract. You've been completing all this stuff. And so these are the moments of manifestation of the fruits of the cycle. That's what I was telling you. Full moons aren't bad, especially this eclipse, right? So it usually indicates that the fruit's ready to be harvested. Closure, pick it, take off the harvest, and hence the cycle is ready to be released. Okay, so that's what's happening with this moon. In this, it's like this moment, it's a moment of resolution or completion or manifestation of your harvesting. Okay, so whatever it is, you might want to create resolution in something. And so there's a sense that something is completing itself right now, whatever that is for you. So the idea of completion, consummation, resolution, like you're resolute about changing something about your life, that could be it too. It could be a business deal. It's very important for you to understand lunar eclipses in general. That's what it's up to. This is happening with that south node sitting on the moon. Okay. And the south node is at the point it's pointing down here. Here's the south node. And all these planets are up here. Okay. They're all planet up here. So this moon's down here shining light on all the planets in the sky. So here they are. And here's the moon shining up to them. Okay. So it's shining toward the collective, the crystallization, the harvesting, resolving of cycles that have either historic in you or has the past come up for you, for better or worse. That's why I want you to know it's not the worst, right? And so this is taking place, and it's also taking place opposing one of the Venus ruled signs. Venus rules Libra, so it's like a Venus ruled eclipse. And so the crazy part of this, and I'm going to talk to you about this in a minute, is Venus is also conjunct Saturn right now, which means Venus and Saturn are sitting kind of on top of each other. And Venus rules love, and Venus rules beauty and money. So it's going to bring up restrictions because Saturn is control and order and foundation and structure and rules and order. So it can bring up restrictions or where you've been imprisoning your emotions or feelings to be free. Venus also rules money, so it also can be restructuring your relationship with money. All of the things, Aries energy right now is showing up. Aries, the sun moved into Aries on the 21st, so just a few days ago, what, 4 days ago, right? 20th, 21st. And so at the Aries equinox, spring equinox. So it's bringing all this energy in, and Libra saying, let's put some closure, let's harvest, let's get this, put some closure to this cycle and recreate a new one on this level, okay? And so all this Aries energy right now is showing I am. Aries rules I am self. I am self-worth. I know who I am. I want to ignite who I am. I want to understand who I am, me. Okay, then if that wasn't enough, Chiron, the wounded healer, so it's where we're here to heal the wounds from childhood. North Node, which is our lesson that we're here to grow into, and the sun will be a solar eclipse next week. We have all these eclipses happening, which are like literally like tuning forks of energy shifting us, okay? So I'll talk about this next week on the 8th, but I want you to understand what you're feeling, this literally like almost like a tsunami of energy that you can't get away from. So everyone on the collective planet, the entire earth plane, will be encouraged and pushed to heal yourself, to heal your worth, to heal your self-confidence wounds. And you all have them, so don't try to act like you're exempt. Even if you've done all the work, my friends, I had the same healing insecurities, the same wounds, and I teach this for a living. I know it's coming, and I still have to sit and kind of digest some of this. So nobody is exempt from this because the Chiron, Sun, and North Node conjunctions are all about growth. Okay, learning to shine brighter, to heal, to grow up, to own your bullshit, and quit blaming other people because they're mean to me. So let them be mean. That doesn't affect you anymore. We just experienced this exact experience this last weekend at the Truth Warrior Retreat. If you missed it, we learned the DMT method that took your spiritual DNA to 10 times the expanded level. It was freaking mind-blowing, and we all did it, right? So this is what you're all going to be encouraged to do without the last weekend going, oh, that's why it's happening. Well, if you don't know that, you're going to be freaking out thinking something's wrong with you. Nothing's wrong with you, as I told you. But what I want you to understand is you're being encouraged to do this without the knowledge of why. Now I'm telling you why. But I'm telling you why energy, right? Why this energy is holding these feelings that are coming up. I mean, it's like daily, like I'm okay, then I'm not okay, then I'm okay, then I'm not okay. Then all of a sudden I'm feeling great. And all of a sudden, like some weird old emotion pops up. And you're like, where'd that come from? Does that make sense? So this is a constant pushing you. It's trying to not to overwhelm you and smother you so you can't breathe. So it's doing these little cycles and like pushing you into these things. So this type of energy of who I am, who do I want to be times 10? What's my happy next level times 10? And a lot of us are like, is that really allowed? Like, am I really allowed to have that? Yes, you totally are. So we currently have this jam up in these three these three signs, Aries, Taurus, and Pisces. Okay. And so the lunar eclipse is this pivotal point because they're all up here. All these planets in the sky are all up here jammed into these three houses. And here's this moon down here. Okay. So here's your little moon, and it's shining light on everything. So it's a wild card because it's sitting down in Libra opposing all these signs. So you have no idea which direction it's going to go unless you are conscious. Right. And as I always say, the planets cannot affect you if you're in a mindset of changing your stars and changing your frequency. You are conscious. Are you conscious of maybe who you are, who you've been, who you want to be? Right. Which means awake to who you truly are, who you truly want to be. And do your actions match that conscious state? Are you conscious of who you are and where you're going? And now you start moving that direction in the most loving, confident way. We are all awakening to our self-worth right now. And what's funny is I see people getting frustrated that other people are being assholes. I'm like, let them. They'll figure it out. They don't want to be assholes. People don't want to live angry, upset, frustrated, right? Pissed off. Leave them alone. That was good. Good comment. Someone says, okay. Okay. And so this is something that's been kept from you for a long time, very long time. You've constantly been told what's wrong with you. So we slip up and then we think we want to judge others or be, oh, what's wrong with that? Or I'm going to criticize that. Or I don't think that's enough. You're just fucking programmed to do that. Who cares if someone's on drugs? Who cares if someone's addicted? Who cares if someone's not doing it the way you fucking want them to? Who cares if they're not? Are they kind to you? Did they not do something perfect one time? Leave them the fuck alone. I cannot be more clear about this tonight. You guys can see I'm getting worked up. This is the new awakening of seeing that it's time to look at yourself and just see how amazing you are and let others fall apart on their own. And when they do, you still love them and go, it's okay. Here's the fun part of the sky. I waited to the end. Y'all ready? Here's the fun part that's coming up. It's Mercury retrograde in 1 week on April 1st, April Fools, which means we have entered into the shadow phase. So it's slow, but you're already feeling miscommunications, maybe arguments, little trip ups, little like this irritation. Okay. And so it's creeping in and it's you're starting, have you like feeling this energy of slow down. You're like, oh my gosh, right? And so Mercury, the planet Mercury, is the swift, it's the messenger planet. It brings messages, right? It's and you go into mythology, it was represented by Hermes, the trickster archetype, right? And so it's tricking you into thinking things are one way instead of being clear. So it governs it's controlling the realm of communication. So essentially, you guys, it can influence your conversations, your thought patterns, the dynamic of your immediate surroundings. So it also oversees transportation, technology, text messages, social media. In case anyone's wondering how a planet can single-handedly cause so much drama, this is why. And so my point is that if it's slowing you down, it's for a reason. Take the slow down. If it's causing drama or an argument, step into it. It's okay. Mercury retrograde is retrograding in Aries, the war planet and the war sign. So when it's retrograding in Aries, it's an opportunity to revisit conversations that maybe could have led to unresolved confrontations in your past. Maybe you have to ask yourself, did you speak your truth? Were you able to assert yourself with clarity and confidence? Right? This can also serve as a second chance, specifically in situations where you may have overreacted or quick to judge a book by its cover. Mercury in Aries is like quite an expert at jumping to conclusions because, like I said, Aries is the aggression, assertion, fast movements. So consider this an opportunity to pause, reflect, and reapproach these conversations with a fresh perspective. That's it. Just simply understand that everybody's doing the best they can. So in simple terms, you're all being directed to go inside, Stare down your demons and come out as a lighthouse with your biggest dreams shining. Share them with everybody. Tell them with everybody. Explain this to everybody. This is who I am. This is what I want to be. They may be like, I can't believe you. It's okay. I'm going to do it anyway. I mean, literally over exaggerate it. There is no going backwards, my friends. So you might as well embrace anything pushing you inside to see how beautiful you are. You are all so beautiful, and say no to any darkness. That's all you have to do. And if darkness showing it, go, okay, oh, good luck with that. I wish you well. You're just being guided and helped by the energetic patterns of the universe right now to see a slowdown, to go inside and go, what is my worth? That's it. Does that make sense? Okay. So right in here, everybody here, tap into your frequency. I am courage. Remember, this is your nervous system. This is your thymus. We tap it in every day. You could do this all day long. Repeat these words. I am courage. I am love. I am truth. I know courage. I know love. And I know truth. One more time. I am courage. I am love. I am truth. Okay. What I'd like you guys to do is share what topics you can see that you avoid being awakened. Like you're like, I know if I stepped into that a little bit more, I probably would know I don't like what I'm going to see, or I don't like what I already see. Or I don't like the area of the situation, the environment. So avoiding the environment altogether. And I'm not telling you to go fix shit at all. What I'm trying to get you guys to awaken to is, are you truly being conscious? Okay, one of these questions that just came in says, when does change become less intense? That's actually super funny, right? Don't you think this is a funny, and I'm not laughing haha at you. I'm saying the same thing. Like, what in the hell? Okay, so when you're conscious of your own soul's path, change will look more like rolling hills, like who you are, why you came here, what's your purpose, okay? It's going to look more like rolling hills instead of these peaks and valleys. Okay, you'll be less attached to how you're going to get somewhere and more about what your destination actually is. That's the difference. So that's when change becomes less intense. A lot of people don't like change because they're so afraid to let go of what they had, yet understanding that you're always going to do this ebb and flow, right? Just rolling hills. But we're so holding on so tight that letting go has a fast drop instead of just allowing ourselves to go with the flow. So change doesn't become less intense. You just become more confident in seeing things that are true. So you don't engage as deeply as strongly and get so overwhelmed with this kind of stuff. It's a lot easier. Okay. Why is it taking so long to wake up or get conscious? Okay. Your programming, my friends, was to create you into a robot that didn't question authority. I mean, I don't know how to give it to you any more simple than that. Okay. You were programmed to not ask fucking questions. Now you see authority. The authority in the world, in your reality, and everything else is you, right? Not outside influences. So even bad habits that aren't good for you are hard to break because you were programmed to follow people's rules and steps, that even if they weren't good for you in spirituality, in religion, in education, in medicine, in science, in relationships, all of these, right? That is why it's taking some people a little longer to wake up, because they're so programmed into what they were taught. Don't break the rules. And so now you have to understand you are the authority in your energy field. That's it. Okay. Someone says, don't like what I already see, yet I'm awake to plan. I need to be non-attached. Yes. So non-attachment is your best option right now to be conscious of things, because you can go, okay, I can see that's not what I really want, but it's okay. I'm going to leave that person or that situation or that environment, and I'm going to go right here. And then if someone says, well, I want to be with you, or I want to spend time with you, or I want to see you, you're welcome to join me right here. And they can make a choice to come to your light or not. It doesn't make your light better or worse. It's just saying you're respecting what your path is. That's all. Okay. There's no anger, frustration, any of that. That's where I'm going with this. Let's see. This is funny. You guys get to me when I get to this stupid trendy stuff, right? Someone said, is consciousness a trendy word now too? Sort of, right? I just use the words that you guys are aware of. A simpler word to consciousness is truth. You have truth and you have non-truth. That's it. Awake to see it or asleep to it. Accepting, if you're asleep to something, you're accepting non-truth that someone's telling you this is the truth, but it is not truth. But you're accepting it as truth because they're telling you that's what it is and you're not awake to see, is this truth for me? Is this truth at all? People want to say that everyone has a different truth. No. There are energetic frequency matches to a truth and a non-truth. It doesn't make things just because they're not true, that thing not true. Right? You can say it all you want. That's not true. It is. It's energetic frequency matching to what something is. Does that make sense? So someone says, explain how someone might say it is their truth when they aren't awake to know that it is not the truth. And then you say, okay, well, this is my truth and this is how I choose to live. And that's okay. Maybe it'll change for you one day. Maybe not. But this is my truth. But the challenge is when you're living in a truthful state and you're conscious of truth, what happens is you want everyone to come along with you because you've done the work. You've done the research, you've done the investigations, you've tested on yourself, energetic frequency. When you start raising your vibration, you're drawn to truth. You're not afraid of non-truth. Now, if you don't want to do the work, you will let someone else tell you what the truth is. And I guarantee you it's not truth. It's something keeping you in robot world, robot land, or whatever you want it to be, right? Does that make sense? So it's, hey, okay, well, this is my truth, and maybe you'll see it differently one day. You have to stop expecting people to want to live your life, to be on your journey. And never in history have we had this much awakening of a collective at once. And what happens is when we're all awakening, we all want everyone to awaken. So like we were all unconscious and everybody was in robot land. Well, now everyone's waking. A lot of people are waking up, but they're all not waking up. And so now not everybody has left robot land. And that's the frustrating part because there's still people you love. And that doesn't make it better or worse for them or you. Does that make sense? So just saying, okay, well, this is my truth, and maybe you'll change your way sometime. We also want those close to us to awaken because we love them and it can feel lonely. Oh, this is a wonderful comment. Okay, so someone says it can feel lonely. So this is a perfect example of someone wanting to share their energy because they want to say, look, I need your attention. And when you feel lonely, I'm telling you straight up, energetically, spirit, God, angels, your guides are asking you to shut the fuck up. They're asking you to stay in silence. They're asking you to download. They're asking you to be lonely. And it doesn't make it wrong. I'm saying lonely, being lonesome and being alone are two different things. Being alone is what your goal is. And when you're alone, then you get all these awakening consciousness states. They're for you. They're not to go, oh, I just got all this when I was meditating and downloading and let me share it with you. That's not what they're about. Right? Of course we want to share this stuff with people, but when they don't understand it, guys, I go into the quantum field a lot. And my husband sometimes is like, I have no idea what you're talking about. I'm listening and I want to understand, but I don't blame him. This isn't his field. He's an earth sign. He's grounded. He builds houses. He likes things. I'm not. So he respects it and he can be open to it, but I don't force him to understand it or take a deeper level. I just say, this is my truth. This is how I see it. You can take it or leave it. And then I let him go, make his own, guesstimation or, decisions or whatever. But we have a hard time with that because it's about you. So silence is a huge thing. Are you alone? or are you lonely? There's a difference. And lonely means you want attention, or you need attention, or you need to be seen. And that's a big deal right now. A lot of people are feeling that. And if you can be alone with yourself, that's how you know you're conscious, because you're happy with who you are. You like who you are. That's the shift. Does that make sense? So it's an awakening. Believe me, I've had a very alone lifetime, right? A lot of aloneness. And for me, it's a natural state. So now being in public and doing retreats and events and books and all this kind of stuff, I've had to come out of that bad habit. So you would think something like that would be like, of course it's comfortable. I mean, it's natural for me, but it's not always comfortable because it's work for me to push into a zone. Someone else, it's work for them to get into aloneness and to do nothing or to be with themselves or fill their own time or tell someone, I need to be alone. My husband hears this from me a lot. When I do a lot of teaching, speaking, I'm in a lot of groups. I have so much energy just been going out. A lot of times I just need some downtime, alone time. It's not him, it's me. And so when I tell him that and I can explain it, he's like, oh, okay, I get it. Let me know when you're ready. Okay. But I wasn't able to say that for a long time. So this is a really big deal when you can understand attached to an outcome, detached, and you're not even participating. That's like, I only want to be alone. I don't want to be with anyone. Or neutral is just letting that outcome that you want happen however it happens. That's the difference. Okay. Okay. I don't see any more questions coming in. If I missed any, please yell at me. Let's see. Okay. All right. Well then, oh, we got one more new one. Let's see. Oh, you're welcome. Love you. Okay, so I'm gonna just give you some closing notes here, my friends. I'm reminding all of you that join this, watch this, listen later on one of the podcasts or the YouTube. The link I'm gonna start adding in, but I want you all to remind, thank you, by the way, those of you who've already done it. I want you to go join the Facebook Truth Tribe group. It's Truth Tribe with Dawn. You'll see it. You'll see my beautiful faces on there. Okay. So join the Facebook group. It's free, but I'm going to be, that's where I will continually from this point forward start adding updates in there. Again, if you know someone who hasn't joined the Truth Tribe, it's free on my website. Go join it. We go into the Zoom. This is where you can ask all the Q&A. I am in the future. I'm taking a little mini vacation starting tomorrow. It's been a long several months and we're healing this arm of mine. So I'm heading out on a little vacation. And so when I get back, I think we're going to start doing, even every couple of weeks, bringing some live guests on topics that I want you to hear from other people who are experiencing what you're experiencing, and or, a partner guest that I'll bring on, and we're just going to laugh, and you guys are going to see how funny all this consciousness and quantum, and it's not as serious as you guys are making it. And we make everything so serious, but when we know who we are, it changes the game. So remember to go join the Facebook group. All you got to do is type in, Truth Tribe with Dawn. I'll be there. Our one-day live last weekend, sunny Arizona, was a massive success. We had our minds blown. Our warriors were activated like to 10x. It was incredible. It was incredible for me to watch all of these light bulb moments. It was unbelievable. So FYI, Denver is next. Registration is open, and the messages will start going out next week as well. But you can find it on my website, ideserveitnow.com, idinow.com. Y'all, if you're on my daily IDI text, you can just click on that link. It'll take you right there to the homepage. You'll see it. So Denver's next. We're heading to Denver in June. If you are listening to this after the live sessions on YouTube or Spotify, links are below in the notes. As always, I love you all. Find me if you have any questions. I will see you next week on April Fool's Day, and I'm going to have some fun with you. So you guys have an amazing week. Do not get tripped up by these planets. Do not start arguing. Love those in front of you and know it's not your journey. Be conscious. Stay conscious. I love you all, and I will see you all next week. You guys have a great weekend. Take care.